Appreciate it.
Hi,
Thank you
so
much.
nice to see you.
Thank you. I really,
Absolutely,
really,
happy to
really,
be here. Yes.
I'm really appreciative of you making the trip
Of
because
course, we're happy
this
to be
is
here.
an extremely busy time for them, and I was reminded of this constantly. They're opening this weekend, their big thing for getting ready for Memorial Day weekend, so I really appreciate you taking the time.
No, absolutely. We're thrilled to be here.
Thank
so.
you. All right, and we're both wearing pins, so I'm going
Yes.
to talk about our pins today because
Okay.
her pin's better than mine, so we're going to talk about that. But first, what did you bring here? Because this is colorful creation.
Well,
It's gorgeous.
actually, just in time for summer, we have this lovely local salt roasted beet salad. And as you can see, it has some radishes, some microgreens, and it's dressed with a beautiful walnut vinaigrette and also has a whipped goat cheese.
So this will bring up a hilarious coincidence. My very first time
Yes.
having beets and radishes.
At Ocean House?
I am like so picky when it comes to vegetables, it's crazy. My wife bothers the hell out of me about it.
Right.
This was the very first time I had beets and radishes was last summer at your place.
Oh,
and it was
fantastic.
amazing.
Oh, good. I'm so
And
glad.
I drank a full bottle of wine with it.
Oh, well, great. Well,
That
we
was
have a
awesome.
beautiful rosé that we paired
Awesome.
with it. No, absolutely. It's actually Les Venetta's Il Rosé de Casanova,
Okay.
and it's from Tuscany in Italy. It's actually a perfect pairing with this beet salad. Really picks up the earthiness of the beets.
Awesome. You going to share a little bit
So,
with me?
absolutely. It's not
All
as cold as it should be, so I
It is.
apologize, but I
Indeed.
would love to try some with you.
Perfect.
Um,
So I want to talk about your property as a whole
Yes.
because I was just kind of doing a quick highlight. But Ocean House is a gem, and I truthfully think, I mean, from my hospitality and tourism background of being in Rhode Island, is that we're fortunate in this state to have so many gems. But that area down there didn't have a lot for a long time.
No.
And the investment that went into creating that property and now the sister property. So
Yes.
I do want to spend, although I'm celebrating National Wine Day, and I will keep saying that, I can't help but blush about this property. So I want to be able to talk a little bit about that. And again, cheers.
Cheers,
Thank you
absolutely.
for joining me.
Happy almost National Wine
That's
Day, right?
Tomorrow, and I'll be out all day long.
It's Wine Wednesday, though,
That's
so
fine.
it's perfect.
Perfectly good with that.
So it should be a little colder, but nice floral,
It's
light.
delicious,
Mm.
very delicious. So let's talk about first. I know that you cover the whole property as a whole, covering the
Yes.
public relations and all that.
Right.
So let's talk about first the properties. There's Ocean House.
Yes.
And then what are the other two properties?
So Ocean House is kind of the jewel of our collection. It's our largest property, and then we have two smaller properties, Weekapaug Inn,
Yep.
which is about 10 minutes down the road, and then Watch Hill Inn, which is our suite style property. So it just has 21 suites. It's right down the road from Ocean House, about a 2-minute walk.
Literally 2 minutes.
Yes, and Watch Hill Inn actually used to be called the Narragansett Inn. It's the oldest hotel in Watch Hill, older than Ocean House.
See, and that's what's amazing to me is that both properties have rich history.
Yes,
They have
absolutely.
really, really rich history.
Yes, Ocean House was originally opened in 1868. It closed in 2004, and we were fortunate enough for it to be reopened in 2010 by the backing of our owner, primary owner, Charles Royce,
Yeah.
and a number of local Watch Hill residents.
And that was the smart thing from Mr. Royce, is that he went out and he partnered with local residents that believed in the history and in the character of
Absolutely.
Watch Hill as well.
Yes.
And his investment is, I don't know how to describe it other than to say it's turned into a gold mine, because from a tourism and a regional perspective of putting us on the map for that area of the state, it's a wonderful thing. So again, it's a blushing thing for you guys to talk about that. But your programs, the things that you've done that you've excelled in, you guys have become, and I don't want to mess this up, so please correct me, it's a 5-diamond
Yes.
recognition, right?
We we have
You're like one of only like a few places.
Well, we have the AAA 5 Diamond Award,
Right.
and then we also are one of only 11 Forbes triple 5-star properties in the world. Meaning
From
we
Forbes.
have from Forbes, meaning we have 5 stars for the hotel, 5 stars for the restaurant, and 5 stars for our spa.
So, and what I was saying before I brought Candice on is that if you go there, you're going to realize this like in a minute and
Mm-hmm.
walking into the property. My first experience that I had in relaxing was walking in for the brunch.
Yes.
So we showed up on a Sunday, we stayed Sunday and Monday, and showed up for the brunch before we even got to our room, and we're just blown away. So in talking about the property, and also in talking about National Wine Day, tell us about the restaurants, because the hospitality that's offered there, you have a choice. It's not.
Yes.
It's like it's a destination in a destination.
Absolutely.
So-
We have 8 restaurants actually in total, which you might not know about. So 4 of them are our seasonal properties, which we're opening this weekend, and they are open for
That's
the
why I'm
summer.
lucky I got her to come down.
Our biggest restaurant is Seasons. That's our fine dining restaurant. So that's our 5-star, Forbes 5-star restaurant. We also have the more casual bistro,
Right.
which offers American brasserie menu. And then we have the Veranda, which has always been a popular spot for the
It's
old
right out on
Ocean
the- on
House.
the porch,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Yep.
exactly. It was always a popular spot for locals before the Ocean House closed the first time. And we reopened that, and we really have made that a local hotspot again. So that's our Veranda Raw Bar, delicious New England fare, straight from the ocean. great lobster rolls, great salads, great sandwiches, great raw bar.
And you really feel like you're dining on the porch at that
Yes,
point, because the
absolutely.
whole porch is where that seating is, and it's just, you sit back and relax, and you're like looking at the ocean,
Yes.
hearing the breeze. It was very, very comfortable.
Great,
Yeah.
good. I'm glad you were able to experience that as well.
Sorry, I keep
No,
bragging about it
please.
because I was impressed that I was able to go last year.
We also have the Seaside Terrace, and that offers breakfast and lunch, and that's more light spa-inspired cuisine.
Okay.
You can also order cocktails there later for Sunset, which is really a beautiful spot, and that's directly facing the ocean.
Right.
So you have panoramic ocean views of the Atlantic. And we have Dune Cottage, which is our members-only, guest and members-only beachfront property. So I
Okay.
didn't know if did
I
you
don't
have a
think I
chance to
went
go to the
through that,
beach?
no.
Okay.
I did go to the beach. I went down
Okay.
on the beach, but was Dune Cottage, is that part of the, is that right on the beach?
It's right on the beach.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
I think I bypassed, they probably were
Okay.
drinks, but they
Okay.
bypassed me that because my wife wanted to get to the beach. so
Yes,
badly.
absolutely. It's
So-
right on our beach. It's set on a deck, and it has an outdoor pizza kitchen.
I did see that, yeah.
So lighter fare, pizzas, salads, sandwiches, things like that. Nice, simple food.
So now, I'm sorry, go
No,
ahead.
no, and actually, we're most excited about
thing.
our newest.
I want to hear about this.
It's our secret garden. It's a champagne. It's our newest outdoor venue. It's a champagne bar and lounge. And we focus on, or feature, excuse me, a portfolio of Veuve Clicquot champagnes, including their newest champagne, Rich.
And my jaw
which
dropped
is
to the
their-
Veuve Clicquot part. Sorry.
which is actually their newest, what they call cocktail champagne. So it's meant to be served over ice and with fresh ingredients like fresh citrus or peppers. And so we do serve a couple of other selections as well, but our main selection of drinks is the Veuve Clicquot
And
champagnes.
this is brand new.
Brand new. We're opening this weekend.
You heard that.
Yes.
You just heard it. It's opening this weekend for the first time, and it's called Secret Garden.
Secret Garden. A little bit. It's not difficult to find, but it's a little bit of a. It's a little bit of a pathway to get to, and it's. Like I said, opening this weekend, and we also offer a fantastic little whimsical menu of assorted miniature gourmet hot dogs, which are quite fun. So
Gourmet
it's kind
hot
of
dogs.
bubbles and dogs, we
That's
like to
awesome.
call
I
it.
love
Yes.
that. I'm definitely
So-
going to be trying that.
Please, we'd love to have you.
So, from a perspective of coming down there, can you go to I know you can go to the restaurants, the Secret Garden. Can you go to if you're not a guest? If you're not
Yes,
spending the
absolutely.
night?
The only restaurant that's not open to the public, if you're not a guest, is the Dune Cottage on the beach.
On the beach.
That's reserved for our guests and members.
Great.
Yes.
So, and the other thing I just want to mention, because the two other properties you have, even though one's 2 minutes away and the other one's a quick drive away,
Yes.
is that the advantage to staying in the properties, you get all of the benefits of staying in the main house.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, I met people that were coming over that I think you had a shuttle service that brought
Yes,
them?
yes. We offer complimentary transportation between the properties, and all of our guests are able to use the amenities of all the other properties.
So one of the things that I loved is that my wife makes fun of me anywhere I go that I'm such a wino. And talking about National Wine, circling back. So one of the things that I loved is I met so many other winos at the Ocean House. It was great. So the perspective of wine, and let's go back to that. Education as a whole. You guys have these education programs that are not just for wine, but that was phenomenal. But you have the culinary side of it as well.
Absolutely.
And you have this farm-to-table experience that is just like overflowing at everything that you guys do.
Yes.
Can we talk just a little bit about how wine is important to Ocean House and the education programs that are offered through some of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's incredibly important to us. Since we reopened in 2010, we've had a wine and culinary education program, and we built in 2015 just because our classes were so popular and were selling out. We wanted to create a dedicated space for that programming. So we built the Center for Wine and Culinary Arts. Which is in our cellar, and it houses 7,500 bottles of wines in two library wines
7,500.
with 1,100 labels. My sommelier told me the other day. So, which is
1,100
yes.
labels.
And then it also has a Gaggenau outfitted demonstration kitchen. So we have an on-site full-time food forager, who's also our director of culinary education, as well as our director of wine, who's obviously a certified
Food
sommelier.
forager.
Yes.
I love these terms.
And food forager, in the true sense of the word, he is our liaison between our local farmers and our various kitchens at the various properties.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So my wife was very worried that I was going to want to spend the night in the wine cellar and not go back to the room, because this was like heaven to me going into this thing. You guys have designed it beautifully. It had a kitchen there. The wines that were coming out there, and these were classes that if you're staying in the property,
Yes.
were classes that were included
Yes,
in your stay.
we offer a roster of complimentary resort activities, not only in the Center for Wine and Culinary Arts, but in the spa. We offer complimentary croquet lessons because we have a croquet court. And then you can also do private paid classes, as well as rent the space out for private dinners and functions.
So that's the wine education side. Let's talk about the culinary side with
Yes.
food. there's programs that are offered that the same thing that the chefs have encouraged and talked about, this foraging that comes in, your partnerships and the things you have. So if you're not a wino like me, you can go there for the culinary side of things, and I know there was plenty of people that I was running into that were enjoying that same thing and learning about how your chefs come up with the menus,
Yes.
how they're partnering with the people that are local that are out there.
Yes.
And the clientele, the guest clientele that's coming in, from my tourism background, you guys have clientele coming in from all over the world.
Yes, we do. We do. We're actually starting to see more of an international presence in our guests. We have a lot more coming from the West Coast. A majority of our guests do come from Connecticut, New York, and Boston, but we are seeing the other coast from the United States as well as internationally as well. And I think that also plays into us being a member of Relais Chateau.
There we go. So let's
Nice
talk about the
segue.
king. So let's talk about that.
So this is the Fleur de Lis, which is the symbol of Relais Chateau, which is an international association that was started in France. It's an association of restaurateurs and hoteliers around the world that are fiercely independent boutique properties and restaurants.
They really are.
But have come together with a similar ethos of fine dining, luxurious accommodations, and what we like to call the spirit of the innkeeper, which gives a guest unique experience. So every Relais Chateau property that you stay at, or a restaurant that you dine at, really has its own individual experience. And you walk away with a memory, not just a bill that you paid for and a place that you slept that night.
And I will 100% vouch for that. And see, my pin is a lot less interesting.
No,
It's just
no.
because I wanted to celebrate wine day, I got a wine glass. My wife thought I was nuts.
I
So,
love it.
but it's, I like the pin. So,
And it matches your shirt,
It
so it's
does,
perfect.
see, and my wife made fun of me for that too. So, this property to go out, and my family crest has stolen the Fleur de Lis, even though I'm Italian. I have to say the Italians stole the Fleur de Lis along the line.
Oh, okay.
So that's another reason that I love the
Oh,
Fleur de
okay.
Lis. But from that perspective of hospitality, and we are, again, very, very fortunate in Rhode Island, and the next two guests that I have are the same thing. They offer that sense of hospitality. You guys excel at it. You've done extremely well at it. Rhode Island is fortunate to have them there. And even though Candice is not the person that's in there dealing with the wine and the food on a daily basis, I have to ask you one last question.
Absolutely.
So what are some of your, and let's not narrow it down to food and wine, but what are some of your favorite things that you like about the property?
That I like about the property
Personally,
personally,
yes.
besides the fact that it's just a beautiful property, there really is that sense of hospitality from the moment that you walk in, which I think that's what you were touching on
Absolutely.
before. I'm very proud of my colleagues and our associates. We are all passionate hospitality professionals, and we take our taking care of our guests very seriously.
You do.
And I think just the beauty of the property and being able to look out at the Atlantic Ocean every single day is the joy of my job, and also the joy of the property. No matter what season that you're in, obviously summer, we're coming into summer, it's our peak season, but any time of year is beautiful.
And that's what I apologize, because I did have one
No,
other question that
absolutely.
just came in, is that I get people that are texting me and Facebook giving me questions.
Oh, great.
But one of them just came in, you just touched upon, is that
Yes.
you can stay in the property year round.
Yes,
It's not like the
it's-
property closes after Columbus Day.
No, the old Ocean House was seasonal.
And I think that's why I'm being asked.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. We are open year round,
Right.
and you can get some great rates in the off season.
But even the program still exists.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. And
Yeah.
actually in winter we beef up some more of our indoor programming because you necessarily don't want to go outside if it's a cold, blustery, windy day, and you want to stay on property. We have even more wine classes, even more cooking classes, spa classes, etc. that are, again, included in your stay. And you can also do additional classes and events in our Center for Wine and Culinary Arts.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate Candice making the time. They have a crazy weekend to launch. She had hell getting down here in the traffic to join me. So it was really special and important to me that you did. And again, you guys have a gem. Thank you for coming down. I look forward to covering more things. There's a fresco stuff I want to talk about with them, all this wine stuff. So
Absolutely.
there'll be great things to cover to do.
Great.
So
Well,
thank you very much for
Thanks
joining
so
me.
much for having us, Rick. Thank
Really
you. I
appreciate
appreciate it.